So, what you're thinking is a podcast dedicated to empowering individuals to stand up against wrongdoing and champion ethical behavior through personal experiences and practical problem-solving techniques. We tackle challenging topics with honesty and insight, welcoming all perspectives, regardless of race, age, political views, or belief. Just wanted to share as I do a little thinking, and the thought for today I'm thinking about is not taking advice not taking criticism for someone to critique me and put me down or tell me what they think I should be doing. To reject that if it's somebody that I do not hold at a high regard, someone that I do not watch on a regular basis or take into account the things that they do that are feel good to me. And just to reject criticism from those that I do not want to take advice from for various reasons. There are those that I hold a great respect for, those that I have my own personal thoughts and feelings about. Of course, I definitely take that criticism that they have for me. But all that other crappity, coopity on the outside, also, and that brings me to wanting to discuss understanding and overcoming a weak mindset. And something had me saying I need to look at myself and look into this a little bit deeper. Just because for now, right? But I want to start out by saying what it is said that a weak mindset is characterized by negative thinking patterns, self-doubt, fear of failure, and an inability to cope with challenges effectively. And I agree with that. Those type of, there are things that can hold you back from doing the things that are in your mind, your body, your soul that you want to do. And it comes from all these things, like they say, negative thinking patterns, who you're around on a daily basis, who you've been brought up with on a regular basis, who you sleep with on a regular basis, and who you whatever. So it says it's often manifests as a lack of motivation or persistence when faced with obstacles. Like, I could speak for me and myself only. I know, depending on the situation that I'm in, I know I have seen myself come through some really big obstacles, right? But then the obstacles that, whether obstacles, okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. And then I notice when those are the hard obstacles, like either things that I create myself and it became a hard obstacle, or things that I've let people into my life and my thoughts and my feelings, and obstacles came, or just situational stuff that I had no idea about, but there were obstacles. And being that fighter in me will come out and try to overcome these obstacles. And a lot of times people show up, or situations and things show up to help get over those humps of obstacles that I have encountered, right? But these things that I mentioned, the negative thinking patterns, self-doubt, fear of failure, inability to cope with challenges, this type of mindset can hinder personal growth and limit one's potential in various aspects of life. So then those things happen, what I just mentioned about obstacles, right? Then I notice those things that I want to put on a list and say to do, or the things that I constantly go back to that list and say, what do I need to do now to get the to-do list done? But though, so the obstacles that are created now with my own thoughts and beliefs, I'm not fighting for it the way I would fight for those really bad obstacles that come into I want to get rid of that mosquito. Those really bad obstacles that come into my way. And just paying attention more to like, is this a negative mindset that I have, that I can't complete this or can't complete that, or I keep going back to the list and not much has been checked off, and why I keep going back to the list looking without doing, right? So the concept of a weak mindset can affect anyone, regardless of age, profession, or background. So individuals who may struggle with a weak mindset often include students facing academic pressures, professionals dealing with workplace challenges, athletes underperforming in competitions, and even individuals in personal relationships. The development of a weak mindset can occur at any stage of life, but is particularly prevalent during transitional periods. That gave me a when you and that made me think, okay, about me is like transitioning. I did the hard transitions, moving, having children, being married, being divorced, being just transitions in life, right? So now a new set of transitions of something totally different. Like, where's my fight for that? Got to get rid of that weak mindset to get that fight that was in me to overcome the hard obstacles, to fight for this. I was going to say scary obstacles, or being timid to get to those obstacles, blah, 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 blah. So, okay, I'm gonna read that part again and get back to this. Excuse me. The development of a weak mindset can occur at any stage in life, but is particularly prevalent during transitional periods, such as starting school, entering the workforce, or experiencing significant life changes, divorce, or a loss of a loved one, things of that nature. Identifying these critical moments can help individuals recognize when they might be susceptible to adopting a weaker mindset. that this issue is widespread helps to normalize the conversation around mental resilience and growth. Understanding why a weak mindset develops is crucial for addressing it effectively. Factors contributing to this mindset includes negative experiences. Past failures or criticisms can lead to fear of failure attempts. Comparison. Constantly comparing oneself to others can foster feelings of inadequacy. Lack of support. Insufficient encouragement from peers or mentors can diminish confidence. Fixed mindset beliefs. Believing that abilities are static rather than being developed can limit growth. I want to go back to lack of support. And what came in my mind real quick is that going through life changes, setting boundaries, dismissing things that didn't feel good, and then jumping back into it to find like-minded people or to find support groups and things of that nature. But then I also think did I and then having that codependent personality back in the day, how does that play a part in rejecting that part going forth to not want to be like that? This is something to think about for me, and I'm sharing with the Google. You can share with your education and all of your knowledge and create your own YouTube channel, but I'm going to do the Google as you say. You're funny as crap. So recognizing these factors allows individuals to confront their origins and work towards change. Addressing a weak mindset can take place in various environments. Personal life, like at home through self-reflection and journaling. Educational settings in schools where teachers promote growth mindsets. The workplaces through professional development programs focused on resilience training. Anywho, online platforms utilizing resources like webinars, podcasts, and motivational content available on websites such as TED or Coursera. We do have a lot of, I'm gonna go back to workplaces. We do have a lot of training and stuff like that in workplaces. When they say work, sometimes I think about, I got so much negative in me. I think about the negative behaviors and the negative attitudes and the negative personalities, and that's the first thing I think, and I go, but we got a whole hell of a lot of good and a whole heck of a lot of good programs and classes to take. So ignore that negative that come out of me because of blah blah blah. So overcoming a weak mindset involves several actionable strategies. There's 8 of them here, which is self-awareness, set realistic goals, practice positive affirmations, seek feedback, embrace failure as learning, surround yourself with positivity, mindful practices, continuous learning. I didn't go into each one of those because everybody is different and they can look, things up for themselves according to how they feel. But I just wanted to share that as someone else might have something totally different to think about on those lines of just to combat a weak mindset and in the ways of how to do it, solutions to how to do it, acknowledging it from those that you look up to, and then just being aware about it and attacking it in a way that feels good to you as the individual. I wrote a quote down. I gotta get this from earlier. You never climb a mountain looking at the top, by James Sullivan. So I guess they say, come outside and you keep looking at the top of that mountain. Come outside and be like, it's on my list, one day I'm gonna climb that mountain. But you keep looking at that mountain, you see other people going up that mountain. You can see it from way back there, the top of the mountain. You just look. Maybe one day I'll start stepping and walking towards the top. Who knows? I'm just talking mess. Have a good day. Peace.